Bringing up Bates. Katie Bates sends baby Harvey to hospital. The Bates family, renowned for their reality series Bringing Up Bates, has long offered viewers a glimpse into their vibrant, faith-driven life as a family of 19 siblings. Among the clan, Katie Bates, the third oldest daughter, has been a central figure, sharing her journey from childhood to adulthood on the show. In 2023, Katie and her husband, Kyle Kleinecht, welcomed their first child, Harvey James Kleinecht, into the world. However, the joy of his birth was soon tempered by a harrowing health crisis that led to his hospitalization, testing the young parents and the entire Bates family. This chapter in their story underscores themes of resilience, communal support, and unwavering faith that have become hallmarks of their public narrative. Katie's pregnancy was a celebrated event within the Bates household, marking another milestone in the family's evolving dynamic. As one of the elder siblings, Katie had spent years assisting her parents, Gil and Kelly Jo Bates, in raising her younger brothers and sisters. Her marriage to Kyle in 2020 had already drawn significant attention from fans, and the announcement of her pregnancy further deepened the connection between the family and their audience. Episodes documenting the early stages of her prenatal journey highlighted the excitement of the Bates siblings, who eagerly anticipated the arrival of their first nephew. Harvey's birth in early 2023 was portrayed as a moment of profound joy. Footage of the family gathering around Katie and Kyle, introducing Harvey to his numerous aunts, uncles, and grandparents, emphasized the collective nature of parenting in the Bates household. Yet, this euphoria was short-lived, as concerns about Harvey's health emerged within days of his birth. Reports from the show indicate that Harvey began exhibiting signs of respiratory distress shortly after arriving home. While newborn health issues are not uncommon, the severity of his symptoms prompted immediate action. In a tense sequence filmed for the series, Katie and Kyle were shown rushing Harvey to the hospital, with the infant struggling to breathe. Medical professionals reportedly diagnosed him with a condition affecting his airway, necessitating specialized care. Details about Harvey's exact diagnosis have not been fully disclosed publicly, but scenes from the hospital revealed the emotional toll on the young parents. Interviews with Katie captured her anxiety as a first-time mother facing the fragility of her child's life. You imagine holding your baby, singing to him, and instead, you're watching nurses adjust monitors and listening to doctors explain terms you've never heard, she shared in a voiceover, reflecting on the disorienting experience. The Bates response. True to the family's ethos, the Bates clan mobilized swiftly to support Katie and Kyle. Gil and Kelly Jo, veterans of navigating crises with their brood, provided both practical and emotional backing, coordinating visits and meals while offering reassurance. Siblings known for their close-knit bonds took turns staying with the couple at the hospital, creating a rotating schedule to ensure no one faced the ordeal alone. Central to the family's response was their reliance on faith. Throughout the series, the Bates have consistently turned to prayer during hardships, and Harvey's hospitalization was no exception. Scenes depicted the family gathering in their home for collective prayer, hands clasped in a circle as they petitioned for Harvey's recovery. Katie's older sisters, several of whom are mothers themselves, shared words of encouragement, drawing from personal experiences of navigating medical scares with their own children. Kyle, a pastor and frequent spiritual leader within the family, was filmed leading devotions at Harvey's bedside, underscoring the belief that divine intervention played a role in his care. "We've always said our children are gifts from God," he remarked in an episode. "This moment is a reminder that we have to trust even when we don't understand." For fans accustomed to the show's blend of lighthearted family antics and heartfelt moments, Harvey's hospitalization added a layer of stark realism. Producers opted to document the ordeal with sensitivity, balancing medical footage with scenes of the family's resilience. One particularly poignant segment followed Katie as she grappled with guilt, questioning whether she could have acted sooner. Her vulnerability resonated with viewers, humanizing the often idealized image of the Bates family. Yet, the narrative remained ultimately uplifting. Subsequent episodes highlighted Harvey's gradual improvement, with doctors praising his progress and the family celebrating small victories: his first full night of rest, the removal of oxygen tubes, and eventual discharge. These moments were intercut with reflections from Gil, who noted that every trial the family faced had historically strengthened their bonds. "This is just another chapter where we'll look back and see how God carried us," he said. By late spring 2023, updates from the family indicated that Harvey had returned home, thriving under Katie and Kyle's attentive care. Social media posts from the couple showcased a growing, healthy baby, while recent episodes shifted focus to the family's adjustment to life with the newest member. Katie, ever the candid narrator of her experiences, expressed gratitude for the outpouring of support from fans, acknowledging that the journey had deepened her appreciation for community and faith. The ordeal also sparked broader conversations among viewers about the unpredictability of parenthood and the importance of accessible healthcare. While the Bates' extensive support network is unique, their experience echoed universal themes of parental love and perseverance. Harvey's hospitalization stands as a testament to the complexities of family life, even within a household as large and tightly woven as the Bates. For Katie and Kyle, the crisis marked a crash course in the vulnerabilities of parenthood, while the larger family's response reaffirmed their commitment to collective care. As bringing up Bates continues, this chapter will likely be remembered not for its darkness, but for the light it shed on resilience, the power of faith, and the enduring strength found in unity. In the words of Kelly Jo, shared during a prayer gathering, "We don't walk through storms alone. We hold each other's hands and keep moving forward." Bringing up Bates. Carlin Bates, headed on a bucket list trip. For Carlin Bates, life has always been about balancing adventure with purpose. As one of the 19 children in the Bates family, famous for their wholesome, faith-driven reality series Bringing Up Bates, he spent years navigating the chaos and joy of a bustling household. But at 30, Carlin decided it was time to step into a new chapter. With his heart still rooted in family yet eager to embrace the unknown, he embarked on a solo road trip across the country, ticking off experiences from a bucket list he'd quietly curated over the years. What unfolded was more than just a vacation. It was a journey of self-discovery, gratitude, and the kind of growth that only comes when you dare to venture beyond familiar borders. Carlin's bucket list had been scribbled in the margins of journals and tucked into notes on his phone for over a decade. From soaring through the skies in a helicopter to hiking remote trails where cell reception fades, his aspirations were equal parts adrenaline-fueled and soul-stirring. "I've always loved being outdoors, but with our family, there's never really been time to just wander," he admitted during a video call with his younger brother, Cody, who helped him plan the trip. "I want to see what's out there, not just for the stories, but to figure out who I am when I'm not Bates family." Carlin. The idea of a solo adventure wasn't without its hurdles. His parents, Gil and Kelly Jo Bates, initially worried about him traveling alone, but ultimately supported his desire for independence. "We raised them to fly, right?" Kelly Jo said tearfully during a family dinner. "It's just hard when they actually do." Siblings offered mixed reactions. Some teased him about surviving without their mom's cooking, while others gifted him practical items like a portable camping stove and a satellite GPS. "Just don't get eaten by a bear," quipped sister Brianna, handing him a handmade survival kit. Armed with a rented SUV packed with camping gear, a Bible, and a playlist of classic rock, Carlin set off from the family's home in Tennessee. His first stop, Yellowstone National Park. Though he visited as a teenager, he wanted to experience its geysers and bison herds with adult eyes. Hiking the Fairy Falls Trail, he marveled at the scale of the Grand Prismatic Spring, snapping photos for his Instagram, but also sitting quietly to journal. "There's something about nature that just quiets the noise," he wrote. "It's like God's reminding me he's in control." Next, he headed west to Utah's Zion National Park, where he tackled the Angel's Landing hike, a heart-pounding ascent with sheer drop-offs that tested his fear of heights. Halfway up, he paused to text his dad. "Made it halfway. Still alive." Dill responded with a string of encouraging emojis. At the summit, Carlin filmed a short video describing the view as unreal, but privately, he reflected on how often he'd let fear hold him back. "If I can do this, I can probably handle whatever else life throws at me," he murmured to himself. The trip wasn't all rugged terrain. In New Orleans, he indulged in bayonets and jazz music, dancing with strangers in Frenchman Street's lively bars. In Colorado, he reunited with older brother Josh for a whitewater rafting excursion, where they laughed hysterically after capsizing and spent the evening swapping stories under a canopy of stars. "It's wild how even when we're spread out, this family bond just sticks," Josh remarked. Not everything went as planned. A blown tire in Arizona left him stranded on a desert highway for hours until a retired couple offered him water and a ride to a mechanic. In South Dakota, torrential rains forced him to abandon a planned climb of Harney Peak, but he spent the day volunteering at a food bank instead, an experience he called weirdly perfect. One of the most profound moments came in Nebraska, where he visited a small-town church service after his car broke down nearby. The congregation welcomed him warmly, inviting him to share a potluck meal. "They had no idea who I was, and I loved that," he said later. "I was just Carlin, the guy with the duffel bag." After Sunday school, an elderly woman handed him a hand-pressed flower in a book, saying, "For your travels. Remember, even the smallest roots can grow strong." He kept it as a keepsake. By the time he reached the Pacific Coast Highway in California, Carlin felt transformed. Driving along Highway 1 with the ocean glittering to his left, he realized the trip had given him more than memories. It had reshaped his perspective. He'd always defined himself through his roles: son, brother, family handyman. Now, he saw a broader horizon. In a heartfelt phone call with his mom, he confessed, "I used to think I needed to stay close to home to be good, but I think God wants us to explore too, to see how big his world is." Kelly Jo, fighting tears, replied, "You've always been brave, sweetheart. We're so proud of you." Returning home, Carlin was met with hugs, playful jabs about his sunburned nose, and a stack of welcome back brownies from Sister Erin. Though he'd missed the chaos of shared dinners and sibling pranks, he cherished the quiet certainty that he could carve his own path while still honoring his roots. The bucket list trip became a recurring topic on Bringing Up Bates that fall. During one episode, Carlin showed the family a slideshow of his adventures, ending with a photo of him standing atop Angel's Landing. "I went looking for answers," he said, "but mostly I found questions, and that's okay. It means there's more to explore." For now, he's back to helping renovate the family's latest fixer-upper and coaching youth soccer. But tucked in his backpack remains a folded map of Patagonia, a silent promise that this is only the beginning. After all, as Carlin likes to say, life's a gift. Might as well open it, one adventure at a time.